It is an expedition that spurs excitement and anxiety at the same time. A grueling 70-kilometer trek through forest, open plains, steep inclines and biting cold to Point Lenana. It stands at 16,500 feet above sea level on Mount Kenya, Africa's second highest mountain. When students and staff of Dedan Kimathi University of Technology in Nyeri County decided to scale the mountain, we signed up for the challenge. It is all part of plans to raise funds for needy students by this university named after freedom fighter Dedan Kimathi, a man whose passion for education inspired many of his followers.
Endowment fund.
This year, as the anniversary of his arrest in 1957 was being marked, there was probably no better way to honor him. Arrival at Solo Camp, the first stop for the day, calls for real relaxation of the strained muscles.
5, 6, 7.
And true resting and refreshment. It is here that the reality of what lies ahead sinks in. Off goes the comfort of clothes, in comes tents and sleeping bags. They will offer us protection from plummeting temperatures for the next 3 days. As the sun dips over the distant peak we are aiming at, a little tete-a-tete ushers in the evening.
The first objective is to build an endowment fund. The other one is to unite the administration, that is the staff and the students together. And the third one is to go up the mountain and shout the talents.
We wake up re-energized in a morning that marks a new dawn for most of us who have never scaled a mountain before. The air is crisp and invigorating, a welcome break from polluted towns far away. Our eyes are on the peaks, so near yet so far, a trick the mountain constantly plays on us. Soon it's time to set off for Major's Camp, which marks the second phase of our adventure. Porters quickly strap our luggage on their backs. The higher you go, the cooler it becomes. Granted, at 14,000 feet above sea level, here at Major's Camp, en route to the peak of Mount Kenya, that is Lenana. We've been here for the past 4 days, but there has been a very special group, both to us and even to the campers here. And here, meet the porters. Mugeni. Yeah. Poleni na kazi. Here, even an extra gram on your load can be a huge drag. But the Marania tour guides and porters make it possible for hikers to enjoy the ascent, though at a fee.
Kazi yenyewe iko na changamoto kadhaa. Chakula saiba ingine huharibika, tunakalala njaa, wageni ugonjeka, inabidi tuwasukume safari ndefu kurudisha pahali watapata huduma. Pia hali ya anga hututesa sana. With an increasingly rugged terrain and rising altitude, exhaustion and dwindling oxygen levels take their toll on climbers. The hike is reduced to a slow amble. Teams are constituted to watch each other's back under the keen eye of professional guides. For 28 years, Kennedy Mwai has walked these paths. As we savor the scenic beauty of this pristine environment, he serves up good advice.
Climbing, like any other climbing, is an extreme sport. You can't just start from an office and the next day you are on top of Mount Kenya. They have to keep fit. Physical conditioning is a must.
And tough as it is, a good percentage never make it to the top.
So it's a blister, but it's not full blown. So at that stage it's called a hot spot. And so we are preventing more abrasion from the boot.
It has been 7 hours now since we left Solo Camp. To our excitement, Major's Camp unfolds before us. We rest for the night to await the big day tomorrow. The D-Day finally arrives. At exactly 4:30 a.m., the final push begins. In a single file, the entire team snakes its way up. It is a mountainous challenge that not many will take up. But for the students and staff of Dedan Kimathi University here in Nyeri, it is their hope that with every breath they take in and every step they take up Mount Kenya, a needy student somewhere will be assured of qualitative and quantitative education in the near future. A man-made ladder leads up to the prize. And when we touch the peak, a euphoric feeling engulfs us. It is a joy experienced only by those who dare. We are now at 16,500 feet above sea level. Atmospheric pressure is low, the air is thin. For this, we are advised not to stay beyond 15 minutes. It is almost with heavy hearts that we bid the peak goodbye and start a delicate descent to Major's Camp and onto the base.
Going up to Lenana Peak of Mount Kenya hasn't been a walk in the park, but as even we go down, it's equally a tasking job. However, we're going down with the fulfillment that the dream that Munyao had 50 years ago of hanging the flag up there will be fulfilled, that of an educated and a prosperous nation.
A sweet surprise awaiting the mountain conquerors at Base Camp, the Kenya School of Adventure and Leadership. We dance away our exhaustion by the bonfire. The Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academics, Gerald Mudhakia, sharing his experiences.
I have no doubt that each one of you is prepared to use all the means possible so that we can meet our goal of raising the amount that we have all agreed on.
For such a massive feat, one celebration is never enough. It extends to the main campus where issuance of the all-important piece of evidence that you go to Point Lenana is done. The University Vice-Chancellor Engineer Paul Kioni weighs in on a vision for the annual cultural mountain climbing. 1.6 million shillings have so far been raised.
We'll have a second annual expedition next year, and as we do that, we are focusing on bringing technology into mountain climbing.
And yes, a cheerful song will suffice, echoing through this institution for the bold endeavor the students and staff undertook. A happy ending for those who dare to conquer. Alex Kubasu, Citizen TV.